The Bible describes powerful celestial beings who serve as God's messengers and warriors, fulfilling His will in ways beyond human comprehension. These beings are organized into hierarchies, each with a specific function and purpose in the kingdom of heaven. In today's video, we'll explore the scriptures and the insights of theologians like St. Thomas Aquinas to learn about these angelic orders, from the burning seraphim to the guardian angels who care for humanity. Get ready to dive into the Word and discover the wonders of God's creation which reach far beyond what human eyes can see. According to Christian tradition and theologians like Dionysius the Areopagite and St. Thomas Aquinas, angels are organized into three primary spheres, each containing three orders. The three spheres are divided among those closest to God, those who serve as intermediaries, and finally, those who directly interact with humanity. In this structure, we find a vast range of spiritual beings who fulfill specific and essential roles in creation. Let's explore each sphere and see how these classes are described in the Bible. First sphere, angels of worship and purity. Seraphim, the fiery guardians of God's throne at the top of the hierarchy, are the seraphim, known as the burning ones. The Bible describes these angels in Isaiah 6:1-3, where they stand around God's throne, crying continuously, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." These angels have 6 wings, 2 to cover their faces, 2 to cover their feet, and 2 to fly. Covering their faces and feet symbolizes the profound respect and reverence they hold before God's absolute holiness. They not only worship but also purify. In Isaiah 6:6-7, a seraph uses a live coal to touch the lips of the prophet Isaiah, purifying him so he could hear and respond to God's call. This shows their role of purifying and sanctifying the space where God's presence resides. Cherubim, guardians of divine wisdom and knowledge. The cherubim appear as guardians and protectors of sacred places and objects. In Genesis 3:24, after Adam and Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden, God places cherubim to guard the way to the tree of life. In Exodus 25:18-22, the image of the cherubim is also carved onto the Ark of the Covenant, with their wings covering the mercy seat, where God's glory manifests. These angels symbolize the protection and safeguarding of divine mysteries and presence. Additionally, in Ezekiel 10:1-22, the cherubim are described with multiple faces and eyes, representing the fullness of divine knowledge. They are complex beings who not only protect but also reflect God's wisdom and power. Thrones, manifestation of divine justice and will. The thrones represent divine justice and total submission to God's will. They are mentioned in Ezekiel 1:15-21 and Ezekiel 10:9-13, where they are described as wheels full of eyes, symbolizing the reach and justice of God. These angels uphold God's throne, and through them, God's will and justice are manifested. The thrones demonstrate that God rules with vigilant eyes over all creation, sovereign and just in all His ways. Second sphere, angels of order and divine administration. Dominions, executors of God's will. In the second sphere, dominions are responsible for transmitting orders to other classes and ensuring that God's will is carried out. They represent the government and celestial administration. The Apostle Paul mentions these angels in Colossians 1:16. "For in Him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions, or rulers or authorities." The dominions are like heavenly ministers who delegate tasks and maintain order in the universe. Virtues, bearers of miracles and God's power. The virtues are the angels responsible for channeling God's power into miracles. They bring about supernatural phenomena and inspire courage and strength in God's servants on earth. These angels help manifest God's glory, especially in events that defy human understanding, such as miracles and divine interventions. Powers, guardians of the cosmos and spiritual order. The powers have the role of protecting the universe, combating the forces of evil that seek to disrupt order. Paul mentions them in Ephesians 6:12, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world rulers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." These angels are warriors who maintain balance and prevent evil from taking over the universe. Third sphere, angels of service and protection for humanity. Principalities, guardians of nations and leaders seen. Principalities watching over and protecting leaders and nations. The principalities are responsible for protecting nations and leaders, inspiring goodwill in their decisions. They work to maintain peace and order. Archangels, God's messengers and warriors. The archangels are the most well-known angels, with Michael and Gabriel standing out. In Revelation 12:7, Michael leads the heavenly host against evil, while Gabriel is the messenger in Luke 1:26-38, announcing the birth of Jesus. Common angels, protectors, and guides of humanity. Common angels are those who are with us as our personal guardians. In Matthew 18:10, Jesus mentions these angels, saying that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. Each angel has a unique purpose in God's kingdom, demonstrating his perfection and love. Each of us is guarded and protected by divine grace.